Peace, peace. Now's the vibrate. What's up, y'all? Let's see, get everything straight. Get some screen sharing going on up in here. Now we're dealing with any information, you know what I'm saying? It has to have, it can't be one-sided and call itself to be the whole truth, you know what I'm saying? Like just the masculine perspective is, subjectively truthful, but it's not the whole truth. You know what I'm saying? Like the masculine perspective have truth about it or truth in it, but it's not the whole truth. And the same thing with the feminine perspective, it's truth, it has truth, but it by itself is not the whole truth. But when you look at the feminine and masculine perspective together, you know what I'm saying, and bring it together, you get like a full perspective of things, and I think of, sometimes we may like to be extreme in our perspective of like, uh, hey, when you deal with spirituality, everything is just about sacred geometry, you know what I'm saying, or it's just about the numbers, you know what I'm saying? And again, in essence, that is true. You know, your spirituality or your essence of being is just about geometry and numbers, it is. But then at the same time, you also got a mom and a dad or a neighborhood you're living in and the trash go out tomorrow and you know what I'm saying? And even if you were trying to go off grid and live in nature, like I gotta pay for transportation or pay for items to go to be in the woods, you know what I'm saying? But uh long story short, you know what I'm saying? Like it takes, those two perspectives coming together, like you can't have one without the other. So it's not just about, sacred geometry, in the sense of like, if I just key in on sacred geometry, I'll have it all figured out. Like you will have a lot of things, now there are things that do help to figure a lot out, in the sense of like when you go straight to numbers, numbers will break down a lot because it had, that's basically like the personification of everything is some form of a characteristic of a number being expressed, it's like the way that one expresses itself, down to the way nine expresses itself, but it's not just one side to the situation. As you see here on the screen, looking at the dodecahedron, the dodecahedron, I realize in essence, represents, and again, everything is about, when we talk about the sacred geometry, it's about the different dimensions, you know what I'm saying? We talk about like, height, length, you know what I'm saying? That's all different dimensions, you know what I'm saying? Again, we're in the third dimension, so it means, what height, width, and length, what I'm saying, in essence, you know. But when you get into these other different shapes, you have more dimensions in it. And looking at the dodecahedron, it's a personification of being in the dimension of this realm from the perspective of dealing with the zodiac signs and having a bodysuit. And what I mean by that is the dodecahedron, has, again, as you see right here, or you look right here, it's a pentagon side, so it has 5 sides on it, you know. And again, talk about 5 sides. Pentagram, the body has 5 points in it. You know what I'm saying? And you could even see the connection with the law of correspondence, where you got the dodecahedron, or should I say, you have the pentagon, the 5 pointed, shape, and just like, all right. So with the dodecahedron, dodecahedron has 12 pentagrams on it, so it has 12 pentagram faces. So when you think about that, that's 12, like the different 12 zodiac archetypes, you know what I'm saying? And those different 12 zodiac archetypes being expressed in the energy of five, you know what I'm saying? Or with the, again, like the 12 zodiac uh, archetypes, in essence, being expressed through, that bodysuit that's made from five. And like, look at 1 through 9, 5 is like right in the middle, you know. And again, when you talk about five, the 5 pointed star, in Venus orbit, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. It actually pull up. Well, this is like the way Venus is said to orbit, and it's like a little 5 pointed star, but it's a smooth one, you know what I'm saying? Again, it's that feminine, you know, feminine 5 pointed star. Because understanding with, like having a strong understanding of our connection with symbols, and especially the words as well, because, it's like, oh, that's just a word, or that's just a symbol. Like, uh, these words and symbols do have a profound effect on us, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's being aware of, you know what I'm saying? That's not to say that we police ourselves on a micromanaging aspect. Again, because that would mean like, all right, you would just have to go always be in the mountains and meditating all the time, or be in nature to just, fully remove yourself from, you know, uh, the symbol overload in essence, that may come from being in a city, or, watching TV and things of this nature. But again, you see that fire energy, you know. It's gonna show. You see the fire ratio, it's the paint, and then also again how the body proportion in connection with the fire ratio. See the butterfly. So back to Can you see that connection? So it's like again, like being, you know, inside, this geometry per se. And then also, just thinking of like again, there's no coincidences. And when you think of certain words, what has been coming up a lot lately, is dealing with the energy of, mental health, you know, and again, just like I started this video off with speaking on, mental health for sure would also be about balancing the hemispheres of the mind. So, like balancing the logic and the intuitive, or, balancing the right brain and left brain, so to speak, what I'm saying, the feminine and masculine aspects of our mind, but I see, I went on that tangent. I'm getting better at that. Oh, projection, like the difference between projection and intuition. And, even, those terminologies like projecting onto somebody, like you're projecting or you're gaslighting, you know what I'm saying? But more so projection, you know what I'm saying? And projection, you think about this realm in essence seem like, it's like a projection, you know what I'm saying? It's like we exist on other dimensions, and all those different dimensions we exist on, what I'm saying, in essence, it's being projected into this physical experience, you know what I'm saying? You know, again, this realm being considered a illusion or a projection, you know what I'm saying? When you think about, an illusion, you know what I'm saying, it is like a projection. And you think about like see if it comes up. So I just gotta write it out loud. There you go. Kind of shows on this one, but like the diagram for the way our eyesight works, is also a sigil for, the Lucifer energy. And again, we don't go to, calling anything good or bad, right or wrong. It's a symbol again. And speaking of, Venus and a five-pointed star, because it's also, in essence, like a five-pointed star, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with a little V, you know what I'm saying? And again, see the five-pointed star, that Venus energy, and also speaking of the Venus energy, another word, that starts with a V in connection with what we're talking about is vision. You know what I'm saying? We talk about vision, because what a Venusian, that Venus energy, you know what I'm saying? You know, when you talk about vision and eyesight, like loving art, or the aesthetics of life, you know what I'm saying? When you think about, matter of fact, bringing it full circle, we talk about this dodecahedron connected with the zodiac signs and connected with the Taurus energy, in the Taurus field, you know what I'm saying? And the Taurus, and matter of fact, the Taurus got the horns, the bull horns, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how, just the top of the Taurus field, going in, it's almost like let's tap in with that. Taurus field, if y'all are unfamiliar, if you want to look at it in connection with our bodysuit, but the Taurus, and also you could kind of see again, like being in a wormhole, being in between two breasts or two butts, two again, because the attraction to women in essence, like the women embody more of the magnetic expression. As a matter of fact, here you go right here, you know, with the Taurus field and the apple. Now, you see all the connections. Again, the Taurus field, you know, uh, in connection with the Taurus zodiac sign, the Taurus zodiac sign in connection with Venus, Venus in connection with Phi, or the five energy, what I'm saying, the 5 pointed star. And also, again, in the middle of an apple, you have a 5 pointed star when you cut it the other direction, compared to this one. Instead of up and down, like you cut it in half the other direction, you'll see a 5 pointed star, you know what I'm saying? So you see you know, all these different connections. And then here I had something too. Talking about, matter of fact, you see some of the dodecahedrons right there, you know what I'm saying, in connection with our DNA strand, you know what I'm saying? It's like little pentagons making one big pentagon in essence, you know what I'm saying? Got one 5 pointed star, you could say the yin energy, you know what I'm saying? And a 5 pointed star with the yang energy, you know what I'm saying? With this one being white, this one being black, you know. But again, it's like a projection, you know what I'm saying? Being projected onto, you know what I'm saying, onto a canvas in essence, you know what I'm saying? But this is why, again, there's another picture of a dodecahedron. And again, you got those different angles, you know what I'm saying? Because the angle from this area compared to the angle to this area, you know what I'm saying? Like all these different angles, you're gonna have a different perspective, you know. See the vesica Pisces, almost like two circles coming together. The Taurus field, see the tree of life and the seed of life, And again, it's about, moving from one space to another, observing and, you know what I'm saying, and then moving into another space, you know what I'm saying? So like it's all those different, dimensions. It's pretty fire. This is a dodecahedron inside of a icosahedron. So we're seeing that connection, again, you see that you see how, the different mythological stories, what I'm saying? Again, mythology is anatomy by, by law of correspondence. As you see me just bring up the DNA strand, and seeing how it was connected to, the pentagram or the pentagon as well. And again, the phi ratio in connection with the proportion to our body suits. And no coincidence that, when we talk about, the whole phi, because also, our hands, what I'm saying, are 5 fingers, what I'm saying, is used to create things. They say the hands are extension of the heart, you know, and the heart chakra again is connected, in essence with the Venus energy. What I'm saying? That green energy, heart chakra green, also the Venus energy, and the hands are extension of the heart. We talk about like creating things in this realm, in most cases using our hands, what I'm saying, to create, what I'm saying? So that phi ratio, building things in this realm, what I'm saying? And even think about that, it makes sense that things come out a certain way because our hands are in proportion with the phi ratio and that sacred geometry. So the things that we create with our hands, in essence, is going to be interconnected to, that energy as well. Some people call it the golden mean ratio. It's at the top. Five, golden mean ratio. And again, when you take this information too, in connection with, not only astrology, but numerology, and also in connection with the Enneagram, with the 9 different types or the 9 different personality types, what I'm saying? In connection with our psychology. Again, uh, as I was bringing up the projection, perspective, again, like, the realm we're in essence, is like a projection, and thinking about the importance of being able to visualize, certain things, on that level, what I'm saying, and our meditations, being able to visualize and feel and put ourselves in these spaces, just from a visual perspective, what I'm saying? Like that's a whole different, but again, just showing the example of, how or why the dodecahedron is very, what I'm saying, is considered to be important. Talk about the platonic solids, what I'm saying. Connection with the elements. And everything is about just, again, like going deeper into context, uh or should I say, like going into the wholeness of the context, like understanding the whole picture instead of just one aspect. That's where, in essence, the true understanding comes from. It's not like just trying to understand my masculine aspect or just trying to understand my feminine aspect. Is like trying to understand both of them and how they mesh together and interact, what I'm saying, and come together, what I'm saying. But because what I was also going to bring up is the, platonic sonnets, platonic solids in connection with Plato, you know what I'm saying? And, of course, having that full understanding, even in that area, like, of course, we know, like, it's just assigned to Plato because, again, due to the way information, was moving and certain wars happened in certain places and the different fluctuations of, who was running what, you know what I'm saying? You get different, you know, different people giving credit for certain things that may have existed you know, way before they even thought about trying to give some of these things a name. You know what I'm saying? Like crystals. Crystals been existing way before some of, the Western civilization and European civilizations could even give it names. You know what I'm saying? Shit, even some of the ancient African civilizations, could put words to it in essence. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, like again, just understanding the whole context of it, and understanding it not to be like, oh, to be ready to like you understand it to have the the whole understanding, because from my experience, I feel like it just all goes back to understanding ourselves to the fullest, and situational intelligence, or you could say situational intelligence, emotional intelligence, are just now moment intelligence. That's the way I like to say it. Now moment intelligence is like what's best or intelligent for my now moment. You know what I'm saying? Because things are constantly, shifting, and one thing that was the best for us at one point may not be the best right now. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point, it was best to kind of like harp on how much, you know, the government, or somebody not giving me my rights and this and that. At one point, it was, the thing to just harp on it without taking no other actions to change anything. Now we're in a space where it's like we recognize like that shit was just noise, like if you want to, change something, be the change you want to see, like again, like instead of cursing out the dark, light up the candle. At one point though, it was in a stage where all we knew how to do was just curse out the dark, and that was okay. That in the now moment, that's what it was, and now it's like, all right, I'm aware that we was just cursing out the dark, so let's light up a candle. You know what I'm saying? So again, like now moment intelligence, but again, now at one point you was praised, for cursing out the dark, you know what I'm saying? Without any solutions to how to, get rid of the darkness, in the analogy of it, it's like you just, again, like the analogy, in other words, instead of, just complaining about whatever it is, actually, come up with a solution. Because that's one thing in this realm, you realize, it's like, do something about it, or don't complain about it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you have the right to complain without doing stuff, that's your choice, but it's like, you start to see how it doesn't make any sense. Like, so and so needs to stand up to this, da, 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 but you don't stand up to none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, and again, you see where, and that's why I brought this up at the beginning of this video, because again, you go to thinking like it's about, oh, getting super deep, and which a part of it that comes with it is you're gonna get like deeper insights. You know what I'm saying? You'll get visions of a past life or visions of, being in a realm where the technology is something like this earthly plane has quote unquote never seen before. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that aspect as well, you know, and it's also the aspect of us being in this human bodysuit, you know what I'm saying, and learning how to be relatable in our environment, you know what I'm saying, while still being authentic and true to who we are as a being, you know what I'm saying? Like that goes into it too. Again, like, the it's not just about the crown chakra, it's not just about the throat chakra, it's not just about the heart chakra, you know, it's about all the chakras, and that's also uh including the root chakra, you know what I'm saying, which deals with our, you know, in most cases, just our bodily needs, and having to, genuinely understand, how spirit and physical are one, you know what I'm saying? Like it, in the physical aspect, you know what I'm saying? The spiritual, again, like the spiritual, physical, it's all mixed together. No matter what you do, you're being a spiritual, you are spiritual and being a spiritual being, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, bringing it full circle, it's about the whole picture, you know what I'm saying? Like it's about, you know, again, things like being of service, you know what I'm saying? The simple things of just being, you know what I'm saying? Like, because again, that's another thing that's throwing things off right now is the information overload, you know what I'm saying? And for myself, seeing how to switch things up to not be a part of that, because even me doing videos, you know, of course it serves a purpose because it's sitting there for somebody who, is gonna, you know, who can receive it without being overwhelmed or overloaded, but just being aware though that, like in essence, hence why everything is about being everything. Gotta be aware of the way I'm talking. Hence why, a lot of things is also about, grounding right now, being grounded, so you could, so you're not being overwhelmed by the overload of air energy, you know what I'm saying? Quote unquote thought energy just being overloaded, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be grounded, and that also goes again in connection with the mental health aspect and brings it full circle, again to be in this realm dealing with, projections and, in matter of fact, and reflections, because again, our experience is a reflection, of our subconscious mind. But remembering also how we deal with it is also, an accurate reflection how we respond to it, you know, because again, just because, somebody asks me if I want to drink a 40 ounce, you know what I'm saying, that pops up into my realm, that doesn't mean that, oh, I'm about to start being a 40 drinker again, you know what I'm saying? It's popping up because it was a part of my experience at one time. And, you know, you check things internally and externally in essence the same way with respect and, and reverence. Like, so like, look at that person who just asked me to drink a 40 with them as the part of me that would want to drink the part of me that would like to go back to those days. It's like, hey, I love you, but we're not going back there. And that's would be, that's how you address it externally, instead of being like, oh man, this person who drank fart, like I didn't manifest that. Somebody must have put a spell on me, or that somebody from the external realm must have forced me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's in your experience, it's in your experience for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, addressing it externally, how I would address it internally. So it's like, just, you know, with compassion, you know what I'm saying, and respect, you know what I'm saying? You basically, you basically step away from it. It's like, oh, I'm straight on drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm straight. But again, with the mental health and being grounded, what I'm saying, the mental health, a lot of people, dealing with, the being aware of the difference between your intuition and your being aware of the difference between your intuition and projection. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know whether you're projecting a certain, shadow or unwanted energy? Because again, like what a projection is, you're projecting just like a projector, you know, and in essence, you're the projector, and you're projecting that, you know, oh, so and so, you seem like you're a little jealous, you know, and that person ain't jealous, they ain't feeling jealous at all. In essence, you're projecting the jealousy onto them, say for instance, because and that's how and again, a lot of times projections are unconscious, so when we're projecting onto people we may not realize it unless we're doing a lot of journaling and introspect. You know what I'm saying? It'll come up and you'll be unaware, or you won't catch it till later. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the reason why you said, "Oh, you seem jealous," is because that person was doing things that when when you're jealous, you do. You know what I'm saying? When you're jealous, you kind of twitch your fingers, let's just say, or walk a certain way, and you saw that person, unconsciously. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say you wasn't really consciously watching it, but unconsciously, that person, unconsciously you were observing that person were doing some of the same things that you do when you have a jealous feeling. So you just, oh, you must feel jealous. Like, and they like, nah, they literally just, just going about their day, you know what I'm saying? And that's your projection, you know. So, one may ask like, well, damn, how do I know if a person is really, feeling a certain way around me or not? You know what I'm saying? Again, like you test the projection, you test the fear, just like, if you have a fear that if, without even opening your closet, you fear that something is in your closet, you know? So how do I know the difference if, my intuition is letting me know that something is really in the closet, or it's a fear or a projection, you know what I'm saying? Where something really is not in the closet, again, a projection or illusion or fear, false evidence appearing real, false evidence appearing real or illusion, something being in a closet, where it's really, it's really something that, again, there's nothing in the closet, you know what I'm saying? But again, you test that fear or projection by going, like mustering up the courage, you know, to go look in the closet, because you realize again, you either die slowly from just constantly being afraid, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose energy and almost live your life in a manner as if you might as well be, the transition, just to be blunt about it, you know, or, you could go and open up that closet, you know what I'm saying? And then you get to really see, whether it was intuition or not, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing is like, you know, if you had a problem with wondering if somebody like scheming on you, like when you get a kind of start getting close to people, you start to have little trust issues or something like that. So you wonder like, am I projecting or are they really untrustworthy? So test the theory in the sense of like, all right, well, let me operate as if they're trustworthy. You know what I'm saying? And you see what happens from there. And after so many days, you see that, oh shit, they were trustworthy. You know what I'm saying? And bam, you question, you realize that it was a projection, or fear and not your intuition. You know what I'm saying? So, and then talking about projections and, you know what I'm saying? Uh, different shapes, and the zodiac signs again, and just tapping into psychology, the general, again, and being aware of our mental realm, being aware of our whole realm, but for sure, like right now, taking care of our mental. And again, it's like the balancing of the scales. When we say, hey, taking care of your mental is important, it doesn't mean that your emotions not important, or your spiritual practices just for spirit ain't important. What I'm saying? Like it's all important. That's just one of the perspectives. What I'm saying? Important because it's been off balance for so long. What I'm saying? Like if mental health has been neglected for so long, then it's going to become something that's very important. you know so when we bring up the importance of mental health, what I'm saying, it's not necessarily about, uh, it's not necessarily about it being just about mental health. It's about holistic health. What I'm saying? So, but, but yeah, it's just again bringing the information full circle and just having to be grounded. Again, right now, what I'm saying, being grounded, understanding ourselves, because that's where, again, the confusion comes in. The whole reason why a person may be able to be, gaslighted. What I'm saying? You have to go look up the definition if you're not familiar, but, basic gaslighting, making somebody, question their reality, or the truth of their reality. And I brought up that, breaking down reality and all that, but, that energy, the only way you could be gaslighted is if you're not sure of yourself. you know like, so, again, like, your protection is your assurance in yourself. When you are sure who you are, your protection is knowing that no spell or nobody externally can control you. Because obviously, that would mean, like, what's funny is, like, well, damn, it's always just one you. Like, with every person in this realm is only their one bodysuit. you know so that so that would mean everybody had control over you. What I'm saying? If it was, up to the external realm, on that level. What I'm saying? So, again, like, awareness of self to the fullest is, in essence, the truest protection. you know and having a holistic awareness, not just spiritual, not just the crown chakra, not just astral projection, but also, the way that, you know, interacts with, our physical experience as well. What I'm saying? Not just the masculine, not just the feminine, it's the balance of both of those energies, not just the intuition, not just the intellect, it's the balance of both, what I'm saying, or the whole picture. And again, moment to moment intelligence, emotional intelligence, situational intelligence, you know, like, what insight and information is truly, a truly and 100% beneficial and effective for my now moment. What I'm saying? And again, being solution oriented, making sure that, things are based on, the solutions. And that's it. Just drawing that full circle. And something came up to share about the dodecahedron in connection with all the, if you've been keeping up with the other videos with the Taurus field energy, because again, that's another thing, we're dealing with, the stuff anything I'm talking about right now, you would have had to checked out. I've been keeping up with a lot of the past information that has been brought up as well, and do your own due diligence and research of, everything on your own. But yeah, just, again, that with the mental health, being a very, popular thing, again, being grounded and being aware of ourselves, being aware of, you know, of who we are as a being on a holistic level, not just from a non-physical perspective, not just from a physical perspective, but understanding how it's, interwebed and intertwined together, you know. Yeah, that's basically it for this video. I don't want to cram too much into one thing, but I already, again, just seeing the connections. Because again, one person may be like, and this is a science and this is what it's all about, in which again, technically it is, about this, like that is the, and again, you gotta look at the deeper aspect of subconscious programming in this realm, because, again, things have been promoted in this realm where you're not smart unless you're, doing things that seem like most people can't grasp, unless you're saying like big words, because that's how some of us, could get caught up in the perspective of like where you think you're saying something like, super profound, but you're just using a bunch of big words, you know what I'm saying? And to the point where a person not really able to conceptualize what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? Again, though, that comes from the subconscious programming of, the school system in this realm, you know what I'm saying? And just that energy of like, it has to sound like super, out there, like rocket, like it has to sound like I need a telescope or a microscope to deal with it in order for it to be, genius or smart, you know what I'm saying? And that's not the case, you know what I'm saying? Because you are a genius if you are emotionally intelligent, even without picking up a book. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a genius. Let me say it again. You are a genius if you're emotionally intelligent, even if you never picked up a book before. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's as if to say, it's as if to say the people that's, indigenous people who still live off the land, like as if like, oh, they ain't intelligent because they ain't read one of Carl Jung's books. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But again, it's like it's the full circle. And right now, we have to definitely have patience with ourselves and others. You know what I'm saying? Do our best to give people the benefit of the doubt. Because we know we've once been going through things, but just making sure that as we give the benefit of the doubt, it's not to the point of the detriment to our own well-being. You know what I'm saying? But again. Uh, like I brought up earlier with testing the projection or the fear, you got at least, you know, uh, give it a chance, but again, yeah, it's that full circle, because I could break break down all of this different, you know, insight about this harmonic lattice vibration and standing wave resonance, but then have a child and not know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And like lacking intel, like you see where all that information ain't gonna help you in, raising your children. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like so it's all, it's the whole picture, you know, and how everything relates, even our information that we study within ourselves, internal and externally, is like how does it relate? How does my internal world relate to my external world? You know what I'm saying? Like how does what I'm studying relate to what's going on in my life? You know what I'm saying? But it's all about, you know, relationships in essence. But and see again like how all the information intertwine and interconnects. But it's again, it's only through a holistic view because I'm seeing right now, uh it's just that energy, you know what I'm saying? Say right now, you know, but just again, certain things fluctuate. Again, now the moment to moment intelligence. Just that importance of being able to communicate. Because matter of fact, we in the Gemini. Sun in Gemini and the Moon in Libra. Both air signs, both kind of dealing with like one side and another side. You know what I'm saying? So. A matter of fact, as I'm doing this video, it's also a part of the energy right now. It's like communication between the polarities, communication between one and two, what I'm saying? In essence, three, because three deals with, the communication energy or Mercury energy. Even in the connection of the, you know, 2 and 3, because it's only, 1 to 9 is the only numbers, and basically it's like three trinities, 1, 2, 3. It's one trinity. 4, 5, and 6 is like 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, 9 is like 1, 2, 3. And even in being drawing the connection, like literally using the three, and the three also looks like a breast or a butt. Also part of a Taurus field. Because it's like a three is literally like the one and the two coming together. To make the vesica Pisces. So that's why, again, breaking down the word adept, you know what I'm saying? Why adept, so adept connected to the word Pisces, but you got to be able to swim in the waters, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes a person, adept and going into a depth, you know what I'm saying? Into those depths, but, you know. Again, adept are very skilled or proficient at something. And then when you break down adept into Latin, because another thing that's important, being aware of the etymology of the words we're using, breaking them down into its Latin definitions and just going further back of like seeing the origins of a word, in essence, you know. But adept goes to adipice, and Pisces. Adipice is to obtain or attain, you know what I'm saying? And then you go to Pisces, or, Pisces stands for the zodiac sign, but also for fish, you know what I'm saying? And again, no coincidence that most ancient civilizations speak to a connection with water beings or, the water energy and law of correspondence as above, so below, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Something come out of the womb, the water break, you know what I'm saying? And something come out of that womb, you know what I'm saying? But and again, Pisces, fish. Then Vesica Pisces stands for the as an intersection of two discs. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and also it stands for a bladder of a fish. You know, a vesica bladder. You know what I'm saying? So it's all connected in the etymology. And again, it's like drawing those connections. You know what I'm saying? Balancing out. Again, being adept. You know what I'm saying? But so again, dodecahedron in connection to our body suit, it's the geometry. So let's just say you're doing a meditation, how can I apply this? You know what I'm saying? You doing a meditation on, zodiac energies, you know what I'm saying? Like, even drawing out a dodecahedron and having, the zodiac sign put on one side to see the perspectives, you know, uh, what I really should say is, using it in meditations, you know what I'm saying, and visualizations, whenever you're dealing with, say for instance, trying to understand, something from your natal chart, you know what I'm saying, or trying to meditate on connecting with a certain zodiac archetype, you're trying to tap into more of your Aries energy, or more into your, Pisces and whatever energy, I'm saying, you could use these, just by looking at these shapes, that's one thing too, just by looking at these shapes, it's kind of connecting the dots, subconsciously, what I'm saying, as well. So, when we talk about like, well, what's the point of, knowing all this or connecting with this? By just looking at these shapes, you're helping yourself, bring yourself a step closer to that wholeness and that understanding of, what I'm saying, who you are as a being, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's also, again, understanding that as we get into these, deep concepts, it's not just about that, you know what I'm saying? Because here it is again, like when we talk all these deep perspectives, and then you got to go to the barbershop and get a haircut, you know what I'm saying, and interact with people and walk down the street, you know what I'm saying? Like, so intelligence again, it's full circle, it's the 360 degrees, the ring, you know what I'm saying, the full circle, 360 degrees, 3 plus 6 equals 9, plus the 0 equals 9, you know what I'm saying? So, it's full, full circle. Talking about it. And it's the completion of the cycle. Know why everything reduced back to 9. Talk about your timetables. When certain, and that's 9 and 0 have that similarity too. When you're reducing, say 9 plus any number, it's going to, go back to that number in essence, you know what I'm saying? Having that similarity. Like what 0 and 9 is the same in its nature. 0 plus a number goes back to that number. And 0 times a number goes back to 0. 9 plus a number goes back to that number. And 9 times a number goes back to being 9. Same thing with 0. So you see that connection too. In between that's the end of this transmission. And oh, matter of fact, and look at that right quick before I go. This is what it looks like to open up a dodecahedron. Right here. Make sure my thing not know it. This is what it looks like to open up a dodecahedron. And now, and also to further the research in the area of, seeing how the sacred geometry connects with our DNA, and certain, wave harmonics, what I'm saying, how waves interact with each other, what I'm saying. Check out Dan Winter's work. Dan Winter's got a lot of science in that area. But yeah, you see, with the DNA, see that pentagon shape and the same thing. The dodecahedron, like two little pentagons on side each other. So and again, and this work ties to, again, we talk about the DNA and RNA and Judy K. King's work. Matter of fact, shout out to Brother Panic, for bringing up the Judy K. King's work. You could look up. Her lecture may still be on YouTube. Explaining how the game of baseball was created in Kemet and had like a connection to breaking down a certain science, and then also though a certain story of Thoth, in essence was like the story of RNA and how our RNA operates. You know what I'm saying? And definitely in connection with transitioning. You know what I'm saying? From out of this bodysuit. But yeah, Judy Judy, Judy K, just the letter K, and King King. And also again Dan Winters for the science, because you check into his fractalu.com and he got like, just to show you since we right here. But it's like an overload of stuff. And again, like I was just saying, you don't want to overload yourself on information. But if you happen to be into this and studying this, where it's like right up your alley, where you're not necessarily overloading, but doing what what you love on that level, this is where you could go for little scientific explanations in connection with esoteric mythological, stories, stories of, again, like the mythology of Kemet, Sumerian, how that connects with, again, wave harmonics and our DNA, Yeah, this is the site right here. Going to end this session right here. Probably do a part 2 to this. See what I could add to this build, what I'm saying? And again, at the end of the day, like, making sure, y'all take advantage of, again, like my internal health playlist, like the playlist I put together, but the internal health playlist, because I thought about that earlier. I'm like, again, my mission, for me, what I'm saying, I promote, self-empowerment are ways for you to be able to, learn things for yourself and experience things for yourself instead of, having to be spoon fed, everything, you know what I'm saying? So much. I mean, some moments we could use that help, it's not knocking uh moments of like, receiving help from somebody or, teachings or, whatever the case may be, you know, uh definitely promoting self-empowerment to where you could, you know, helping you to learn techniques that help you be able to understand yourself better and understand how to read and listen to your intuition better. That way, again, like where you learn how to be less, you know, uh, dependent, as a being and more independent as a being. And again, and as we say that, learning how to be more independent and still be relatable, and however, being relatable, you know, aligns for you, you know what I'm saying, and your unique expression, you know what I'm saying. But, you know, and talk about relatable, Dan went to talk about shareable waves, you know what I'm saying? And again, constructive wave interference. But yeah, definitely check out the internal health videos. But yep, we're gonna commence. Peace, peace. Now's the vibrate again. Now moment is the only thing that exists. The insight that's best for our now moment is what's very important. So I know what it is now to vibrate. Email. My email is underneath. All the videos. You know what I'm saying. Again, and then all donations are greatly appreciated, and those links are underneath. Most all the videos on the YouTube. Again, remember my Instagram, Universal Frequency is 1. The number 1. And the Etsy shop, Epic Lifestyles, EPIKLIFESTYLEZ. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with the talisman and the crystals. Yep. But now's the vibrate. Y'all know what it is. Peace, peace.